losing the essence as well?
No, thank you very much. Maybe to pick up from what Dr. Mavimbela is talking about, when I'm thinking of these feedback loops, I was thinking as I was talking about problems being solved and then creating new ones. I think we are where we are today because over time humanity has tried to solve these generational issues. Climate change is our generational issue. I was a youth a few months ago, and I considered climate change one of my urgent issues. So we moved from firewood to coal because we're trying to lower cutting down of trees, and coal led us to emissions. Now we are moving to solar and wind, but again we are taking over huge amounts of land and we are killing biodiversity. But it doesn't mean that there is something wrong with the solution. We just didn't think through it as a system, that if we do this, what then happens after. So as we come up with solutions now, you come up with solutions now, you need to be having this multi-sectoral approach, the interdisciplinary approach that Mavimbela is talking about, that we need to think thorough and through, but that's the whole point of a systems thinking approach, that you want to look at things now and tomorrow, and what does this mean? But coming back to the question about what is the role of the media? As a journalist, it's a challenging question. Over the past 57 years, the media has been talking about climate change, but maybe we've been very elitist in our approach. Over the past 6 years, I think I've started thinking about, is the mainstream media, traditional media, the right way to communicate everything about climate change? And I think in my response, I want to be more granular and more specific. While the mainstream media has been very much able to tell us that there is a crisis, has been able to report on what's been done nationally, regionally, or internationally, it has not been able to push action, at least at a local level, which makes us think that maybe if you had to think of the solutions that are coming from creatives and art, I think I look at art as one of the ways through which I've understood climate change better. I followed the art of Ackroyd and Harvey and how they've portrayed the crisis over time. And through these images, they are moving in our heads. We're able to visualize, we're able to move and be empathetic to whatever is happening. But more critical is that the media has not, I think to a certain extent, been able to humanize the story. Climate change is not about other things. It's a human story. When she's talking about people that are building close to riverbanks, I'm tempted to think about what does that mean for that particular community, for that family? But if a reporter goes there during a flood, most likely they'll just talk about the flood, that we received so much rainfall, and the story becomes so scientific or economic or political, and equally moves beyond the people. If there was a flood in the river, maybe it's overflooding and a bridge is swept away, as a journalist, normally you just want to report on the bridge, that a bridge in Mhlume was swept away, but you never want to go and ask people that are there that how many kids couldn't go to school that week because there was no bridge. You don't want to ask how many people were due for maybe their diabetes medication at a local clinic that could not go to the clinic. It becomes an issue of survival. It's an issue of humanity. But over time, I think we've centered so much on politics, on the economy. We've centered on the scientists themselves. There's nothing wrong with all those, but is that impactful in terms of driving action, in terms of driving behavior change? We hate that there is an issue with behavior change, but maybe it's because the media has not been able to localize the stories, to humanize them in a way that we begin to move from climate change, which is a science, to climate change that lives amongst us. Thank you.